Good morning, everyone. Day number 29 of the Choose You Challenge, the last 5 days. I'm excited. This is really where everything comes together. And I mean, comes together for you to really start taking action, knowing what action you want to take. In fact, the Better Me thing is telling me to log my breakfast. Not something I do. But anyway, there are lots of apps out there to help us with a lot of things. And this for you, you could look at this as your direct 33-day app for choosing you. And you know, what if you could have a reminder, create a reminder? And that's part of what we're doing here. And that was really certainly what the morning terms and conditions, your morning empowerment is specifically for. And all of this is a practice. You know, what these apps are providing for you is something tangible for you to create a practice around, whatever that is. Scheduling your time, scheduling your exercise, your eating habits, your meditation, your moments of pause, whatever it is, time to take your supplements, whatever it is. This is what everything in our lives is based on. The habit stacking, what I see as a practice, and we get to choose what's in there, stacking the deck in our favor. And inherent in stacking that deck is action, is it not? Do you not have to actively look and see what's in your present deck? Know what you want to remove from that deck and actually remove it. What do you want in your deck? This is where your vision and your why come in. But then you've got to select those cards and then take action using that deck that you've created for yourself. This is why I'm talking about, this is why we're talking about this choosing you. You get to choose, and I think that's something we can miss. You know, I had a conversation with my mother yesterday, and many of you may know that my mother was estranged from us for 30 years, and my siblings have not reconnected with her, but I have. And I was having a conversation with her. I just lost my train. About stacking the deck in your favor. And it's really about generationally. We don't have to use the cards we were handed. Somehow we believe that, you know, when you say the deck is stacked against you, you think you have to have that card in your deck. You don't. You absolutely do not. It is 100% your choice and 100% your responsibility. And we'll get I only have these 5 days to really get into this part with you. I will be having, now if you guys are all interested, if anybody's interested, I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm going to advertise it outside, market it outside of here as well, is that I've decided to have a 5-day quick start boot camp so that you literally can get into action, impact now. And then after that, in addition to that, I'll be offering the 4-week, 33 Days to Impact group coaching program as well, where you will have direct access to me for the 33 days. It will be for coaching each week. It'll be a group coaching, a Q&A, hot seat, progress, 1 hour Zoom, and each person will also have a one-on-one with me as well. So this is the tactic I've decided to leverage to help you get started. And especially since you're able to position yourself after these 5 days for success, why not launch yourself further and take that next step? It just makes sense for you. You've already started creating, you've created some of the plan. Let's get deeper into the plan over those 5 days so that you can literally get maximum benefit from this. So, and to let you know, heads up, that 5-day boot camp is only going to be $47. So I'll have I'm creating what's called the power packet, which I think I talked about yesterday. So you'll be having that. That's going to be part of that. And if you would like to keep the recordings of this 33 days, or actually I might do it of the boot camp too, then I might do the both. I think the replays of the boot camp you'll have. And I think if you want the 33 recordings of these 33 days, that will be an additional like $17. So, and then we'll get further because I do have a bigger offering after that, which I'm really excited about. And that's the 33 Days to Impact. That's that group coaching program that really you can utilize community, utilize connection. You have direct access to me and support from your community, which will be specific to that the 33 Days to Impact program. So exciting stuff in the works. Anyway, this is the last 5 days, and this is literally, if you've done any of the work, any of it, acknowledge yourself for that. And congratulations, because recognize this is not for me, this is for you. These are the things I've learned, and I've learned the hard way and learned over a huge period of time with huge monetary investments. I have literally invested tens of thousands of dollars. And for what I'm presenting to you, this is literally the piece that I wish I had had and was never able to find. There was a big disconnect for me in what I was learning, what I wanted to do, which I wasn't really sure of, and I was never clear on actually how to create that. We can talk all day till we're blue in the face. Who is your ideal customer? Who is your client avatar? Blah, 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 blah. But if you don't know what to base that in, unless you are one of the people that have that really strong, clear idea of exactly who you're targeting, so many of us were not that person. We know we want to help. We know things. We know we want to share things. We want people to be able to escape their pain, their struggle, or whatever it is that you're helping with. Lead. It's about stepping into leadership. And for me, I finally recognized that was the distilling piece for me, is really not only stepping into my own leadership, but empowering you to self-lead first so that you can lead in the way and in the area that you want to. Leverage wherever your expertise and your level, your genius is, so you can leverage that. You've got to be able to self-lead first to be able to step into leading others. So I think that's really anyone who's drawn to serve. It's really stems from you wanting to, not only you're feeling called to lead, but you're feeling called to create other leaders. And that's really, I think, what that's culminated in for me. Sorry, I was just yakking with my daughter for an hour. One of literally the most incredible human beings I have ever had the privilege to be around is my daughter. So, okay, so last 5 days, congratulations. If you've done any of the work here, if you've made any progress in being able to choose you on a consistent basis as a practice, because that's what we're creating as a practice. And practice infers action, does it not? Now, I know I'm taking a hard line here. And I'm not trying to ruffle feathers, but a lot of you know that I tend to be direct. Without action, nothing that we know, Nothing that we choose, no decision that we make means anything without action. It is just latent, sitting there, waiting for you to do something with it. It can do nothing itself. You have to put the force, if you know anything about physics, you have to put some type of force behind it to create any kind of motion. Literally, you have to. And if you are indeed know anything further about physics, you can be a force this way. Other people could be a force this way. Their opinions, right? That's not any of your business. So you get to not have their force affect you. You can have the force of gravity affecting your object if it has any weight to it, right? That's natural. So understand that your force will create the motion, but you will always have a force that grounds that piece and offers you a little bit of resistance. So what are you going to do about that? How are you going to not just start into action, but continue to take action in spite of all the things? Well, we already know you've got to have that clear vision. You've got to start with your coordinates. You've got to have the clear vision, which is where you want to go. Powerful, clear, compelling. I love the word compelling. It just feels good, doesn't it? That lighthouse that draws you. Your why has got to be the deepest well of who you are, your fuel, why you want this thing. For me, it's because I want all the control and I want all the options. So I'm willing to do the things that might be uncomfortable. I'm willing to take a risk that might be uncomfortable, but it doesn't matter because I know I want this thing. And each time I take a risk, I feel more confident about the next risk. So it's those thresholds, because one will appear literally when you cross this one. So it is imperative then that you recognize you have to take action, take full responsibility for that. You know how I am about that too. That has got to be where you start. It's taking 100% radical responsibility for your life. All of it. For your choices, where you are right now, where you want to go. This is all about choosing you. Is that not so? So it is imperative that you create an action plan and take action daily. That's why we have the morning terms and conditions. So you can do that practice daily. I added an additional sheet to that. The My 3 Power Beliefs to that sheet. So I want you to access that and actually do that sheet. It's 4 sheets because that is the first part of you creating your plan. There's also, I want you to make a commitment to yourself right now to not only take 100% responsibility, that's got to be part of your agreement, but commit yourself to taking action every single day. It doesn't have to be massive action. It can just be one small thing. And really, it's in the small things where big things happen. It's those micro actions, because we can skirt under the tripwire of our triggers and our fear when we do that. So we're going to have, and there's another thing I want you to do. And it's a piece that I'll tell you a story. I had created, you all know I created this card deck, the Practical Wisdom deck. But about a year and a half ago, my daughter was struggling in a abusive dating boyfriend scenario, and I was in the middle of creating the images for these cards, and the term talisman for me seems very empowering. So what I did for her is I created her a card image of a talisman for herself. Now I chose it. It ended up, it was the image, it had a background image, and then it had an image of a pendant. And I put her inside of that pendant. And I forget what else I included in it, but things that were important for her so that she could have an image and a talisman that was unique to her, but was a power symbol for her. So that's part of what I want you to do today. Is I want you to create a talisman for yourself. You can draw it. If you know anything about digital photo compositing or digital art, get out your markers, your pencil, your pen, whatever it is, anything. It can be an object too, or something that you create that's three-dimensional if you're a crafter. Now, most of you know, a lot of you know anyway, that I do all the things. Once a creative, always a creative, and it seems to just take many avenues. Y'all can see, this is one of my paintings in the background, and you will see pieces of that painting in some of my card images. So each card image has at least a piece of one of my actual paintings in it as well. This is the photo compositing piece. But I'd like you to create a talisman for yourself. And I want you to base it in your core values. So it's important to discover what they are. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow. But I know I have talked about that previously as well. But start thinking about that. Because by the end of these 5 days, I'd like you to have that talisman created. Is it a pendant for you? Is it a sculpture piece? Is it, what is it for you? And it's got to be unique to you and for you, about you only. It's not about putting your family in there. It's not about, you being a mother. Being all of these labels are only pieces of who we are as an identity. This really is about getting at the core of who you are. And this talisman is to support you as something tangible that you remember ultimately the power that you have, that you always have, and can always use and always tap into. It is never gone. You've never given it to anyone else. Hey, Lana! You've never given it to someone else. That is something I do not believe. Your power is always there with you all the time. You're not giving it away. You're just not using it, or you're using it destructively or in not the right way for you. So this talisman I want you to create is about you only. It's not about you being a mother. It's not about you being whatever your career is. It's not about that. It's related to you being powerful in your own right and being able to access that. And this is a reminder of that. So whatever images or anything that come to mind, or words, or whatever they are, write that down, because by the end of this 5 days, I want you to have that talisman created. Get it back in my computer here. So this last 5 days then, that's one of the exercises I would like you to do. So think about your core values. What is unique to you? What makes you feel powerful? That's what your talisman is going to be based on. So For these next 4 days, I'm going to encourage you to keep your vision front and center. If you have not created that yet, if you have not gone through the exercises in this 33-day journey, we're at day 29, go back, look at the replays, watch them. I know there are a lot. You can even just select, but do some from each week because you've got to start somewhere. And you will end up at this power section here at the end, which is this last 5 days. To keep your vision front and center. Surround yourself with your why because that's your fuel that will keep you taking action, especially when it's challenging. Recognizing that your power is there for you to tap into every single day at any time you can make that choice. Because without action, anything that you know, any choice that you make, any decision that you make, doesn't mean anything until you take action upon it. It's only latent, waiting for you to do so. Creating an action plan. So today, it's really about taking 100% responsibility for your life. Number 2, making a clear commitment to taking action every day. Having gone through these exercises, gone through this journey, so that you have something that you're driving at. 2, for you, that's built by you, for you. Create your own foundation. That's the only way that you can have a powerful foundation, is that if you create it yourself. Whew. Okay. So I was hoping to find the talisman card, that image that I made for Leah, but if I find that, I'll drop that into the group here. Lana, it was great. It's been great to see you. Great to see you watching. And again, if I would really love to be able to gift someone my last Practical Wisdom card deck that I have from the very first printing. I would love to do that. It will take engagement, however. So I will put another reminder in. And remember what we're driving at. We're driving here to set you up for the next steps, so that you have a jumping off point, a stepping into point, a stepping across point, getting you out of the transition piece, which can be the messiest. But this journey shortcuts that for you. Where's my sheet here? So literally, if I had understood what I was really getting at and was able to have access to this specific piece, so I could gain true clarity for myself. I knew what I'd been through. So many of you know. I know what I have to share. And I've done, literally, I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on everything. Coaching, webinars, courses, certifications, all the things. But this is the piece that I was missing, about empowering myself to lead. But you've got to lead. It's got to be self-leadership first before you can impact others from a powerful and solid foundation so that they can do the same. It's leading by example. You've got to self-lead first, however. So, again, the talisman. I want you to really think about that. What comes to mind for you immediately? You're agreeing to take 100% responsibility. You're 100% committed to taking daily action. First part is empowering yourself every single day. Download the the morning terms and conditions, the morning empowerment worksheets. Do them. Keep them where you can see them. I go over them every morning. and even look at them throughout the day to remind myself. And sometimes I adjust them dependent on the day. But at the core, they are still the ones that empower me for that day. So always inherent in everything too has got to be a recognition for flexibility. And I don't mean backtracking. I don't mean, okay, well, my power word today now might be rest. That's not what I'm talking about. You can empower yourself and still rest. If your body is feeling that or your spirit's feeling that, and calendar that in for the day, I'm going to rest for this half an hour and whatever, read or meditate or whatever that is. So I did pull cards today, as usual, from the Practical Wisdom deck. 65 card deck, 130 meanings. Still a little surreal for me to have it in my hands after spending so much time, 6 months straight, creating it. But I will tell you, all right. And remember, there are 3 crucial practices for success. One, but even before the practices, it's got to be a commitment to 100% radical responsibility. Number 1 is a practice of empowering yourself daily. Next is knowing what your core values are and having them as a through line through every single thing that you do and everything that you build and everything that you dismantle, recognizing that your core values maybe have changed or that thing was not built with those. They were built maybe with somebody else's. And then the practice of choosing you daily. These are the pieces that I wish I had known or I had a decade ago. I have them now and I can give them to you. So anyway, I pulled, I pulled the card, the window again. This card has shown up so many times and it keeps showing up in the reverse position. So it's really about the small things, and I'll read the message. And there are kind of 2 messages in this. So you might resonate with one and not the other. And that's happened with a few of the cards. There are times to allow for outside influence, and then there are times to close the window on those. So if you feel like anybody's kind of whispering in your ear and it's not helping, then just shut that window so that you don't hear that. And a lot of times that can be somebody that's naysaying or something from your past, that your own voice of undermining. Only you can decide what feels right for you in this moment. Be mindful of what you truly want. Others' influence or not, but there's no need to be cool to anyone if it's the latter. So if somebody is whispering in your ear or naysaying, there's no need to run roughshod over them. Say thank you very much and move on. Grace is always available to us. Also, sometimes we can be unwilling to see a small opportunity that is right in front of us. Is this you? Are you deeming something too small to be of value or worth your time? Check again. You may need to take more time to consider what may appear to be a small opportunity. It may be bigger than you first thought or lead you to something bigger. We never know what that small thing is going to lead us to, ever. So if there's something small that you feel like you're wanting to dismiss it, well, just check again, look again. So I did ask for clarity then too, since this card has come up again. And again, it's interesting, out of 65 cards, and I shuffle fully every single time, the cards that come up repeatedly. So it's the Uranus card. And actually, if you look at that painting behind me, do you see the piece of the painting in this card? Anyway, sorry, I'm just a little tickled with myself. So that is in the reverse theme. It says, you cannot continue to resist the changes you feel around you. Resistance is futile and only creates more difficulty and hardship. Trust that you are being taken where you most need to go. Stay open, curious, and fearless, not fearful. Do not cling or desperately try to hold on to anything now. Remember, the tighter you hold on, the more slips through your fingers. Surrender and allow the unexpected miracle to come. Surrender to the imminent change and know that you cannot prepare ahead of time. Embrace your unique self, and what happens next will bring you into direct alignment. And that's what we're looking for. By choosing you, you are choosing to be in direct alignment with not only yourself, but what it actually comes after. Breaking you out of any box that you have built for yourself. So do not try to continue to stuff yourself into that space. Instead, embrace your unique out of the box self. So there were a couple messages in there for you today, for whoever needed them. All right, tomorrow, day number 30, 31, 32, 33, 30. Day number 30. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So we're going to get deeper into this, your action steps tomorrow, because we're going to tackle your core values. This is a huge piece of it, because everything that you create, this needs to be a through line for you. In all of your actions, in all of your relationships, in all of your behaviors, and all of your choices. This is your core values have got to be a through line. So I want you to download. You can go to my link tree. I will drop a link again here in Facebook and Clubhouse. It is right above my head here. You can click and you can go to the morning terms and conditions. Fill out that sheet. Start practicing that every single day. Really get clarity around those things, and you will see how just empowering yourself every single morning can change everything as a practice, because this is a practice of choosing you. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and day 30 is on deck.